Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Groundhog's Day.
Yeehaw.
Get rid of this. There we are. There we are. Now you can see it. Yeah, I think winter's going to stick around for a while.
3 more days.
That's good for me. I'm happy with that. Coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from the John Young Racing for First Responders Dave Kimmer studio. This is the Hammer Down Racing Report. Show number 266. Again for February 2nd. Tonight on the show, we will be speaking with late model driver Curtis Roberts, who announced his farewell tour for 2023.
That's sad.
I know, and he's young, too, compared to you.
Everybody's young compared to me, Scott. Good Lord.
So, yeah, he's going to do one last year, I guess, and, you know, I don't know if it's an actual retirement because I know how race car drivers retire. We'll see if it sticks. So we'll talk to him in a little bit.
Kind of like Brady, right?
Yeah, I think he's done now.
Probably, but
I saw a meme of him like kissing a little kid, and the meme said he's sucking the soul out of the little kid so he could play another year in the NFL.
That'd work.
Yeah. Do you do that? Is that your secret?
I don't kiss little kids. They've got all kinds of cooties.
All right, that's fair. I'll accept that answer.
Scott, we were talking about Groundhog Day. I wonder if one of our listeners would do some homework and let us know how often his Punxsutawney Phil's predictions are correct.
I actually know this because I was watching the news
this
morning.
That?
I do. 40%.
40%. So if
not very accurate.
So if we were going to wager, we'd say spring is just around the corner.
Yeah, because I guess he saw the shadow today, which means supposed to be more winter.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This is Northwest Ohio. It could be 6 more months.
I'm going to listen to Ryan Weekman before I listen to Punxsutawney Phil, whatever his name is.
That's him, Punxsutawney Phil.
I got to thank our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway. We're the fastest meet to race. Every Saturday night during race season, it's coming. So is the schedule. Schedule will be coming.
Scott,
everybody else's schedules are out, but
NASCAR kicks off their season this weekend. They're off next weekend with the Super Bowl, and it's season on from there.
It is. Make sure to follow Oakshade Raceway at oakshaderaceway.com or on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you'll be the first to know when that 2023 official calendar comes out. I'm thinking it'll be fairly similar to how it has been in years past.
For the last 30 years?
Yeah, with some sprinkled in special things, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I'm not privy to any special discussions that may be happening, so it's all wishful thinking on my part at this point.
Maybe an open wheel show?
That'd be nice.
Ooh.
That'd be kind of cool. We did the Boss Show a few years ago. That was pretty...
And a lot of people.
Yeah, it went over real well. And then COVID came and because we were going to
changed
do that
everything.
Yeah. Got to thank Big D's Pizza in Clyde. Give them a call, 419-547-1444, or order online at orderbigdspizza.com. Do it right now. You can get that chicken wing Facebook special, 10 jumbo wings and your choice of sauce for $8.99. And you probably be able to get that for the end of the show.
Kind of hoping Dean Henry opens another store in this area.
That'd be nice. A lot more wishful thinking. Follow Big D's on Facebook for the latest specials. Big D's in Clyde, big on taste, not on price. Big D's. Dean says 43% for the groundhog being accurate.
Okay.
I saw 40% this morning on Channel 11. So,
well, maybe you were.
That's my source.
I see.
I don't know what Dean's source is, but they're less than 50%. Let's ask Dean Henry. Also, thanks to Freeze Frame Photos, Ron Miller Race Cars, and Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon in Perrysburg. Before we get to Curtis here, a couple of things to take care of on our racing roundup. There was some racing this past weekend in a bunch of different places, actually. So let's do this.
Racing Roundup.
late model dirt series. We're at Golden Isle Speedway Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Brandon Overton won Thursday night. Kyle Larson picked up the win on Saturday, and Brandon Overton made a last lap pass over Ricky Thornton Jr. to pick up the win on Saturday night. Then it was off to Bubba Raceway Park Sunday. Ricky Thornton Jr. finally was able to get it in victory lane. And then Monday, Jonathan Davenport picked up another win. Rolex 24 at Daytona was this past weekend. Meyer Shark Racing took the Grand Touring Prototype and overall victory. Proton Competition, ORECA, took the Le Mans Prototype 2 class victory in a photo finish. AWA Duquesne D08 Rom. I copied this from Dave Kemmer. I don't know what it all means, but
I see.
People that follow the Rolex 24 and all that will probably understand. The Le Mans Prototype 3 class, as second place was 12 laps behind. The WeatherTech Racing Mercedes AMG GT3 took the victory in the GT Daytona Pro class, and Heart of Racing Aston Martin took the GT Daytona class victory. Down under, it was the Western Australia Speed Week series at Perth Motorplex. Tyler Courtney won the final night a couple weeks ago, with Corey Eliason finishing fifth, earning the series championship there. And then the Grand Annual Sprint Car Classic at Premier Speedway took place, with Australian Brock Hallett passing Sheldon Hodenshield, coming to the checkered flag to win the finale by just 0.122 seconds this past weekend. Cole Macedo also out there took a wild tumble on lap 6.
Ooh.
And ended his race a little prematurely.
Opposite sides of the country there, between Premier Speedway and the Motorplex in Perth.
Okay, well, it's summer still, so.
Oh, it is. Midsummer.
And you said something about the late models getting pushed back off of this weekend.
Yeah, they
You'd
got
see more.
booted off of this week's program due to an overabundance of open wheel cars that were really scheduled to be just sort of field fillers to the late models. They had, between the midgets, which they call speed cars, and the sprints, they had over 100 entries. So, boy, I'm telling you.
So they said bye-bye to the late model?
Yeah, they pulled the plug on the late
Wow.
models.
Wow, that's crazy. Speaking of late models, let's bring in our guest for tonight, Mr. Curtis Roberts. Curtis, how's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
Hey, Curtis, good to see you.
Good seeing you, Ron. How you been?
Wonderful.
Now,
Biden.
we were just talking about Australia. Have you ever raced down under?
No, never been there.
Ever had the desire?
No, not really. I'm good with the Midwest.
All right, that's fair. I am too. Ron's not.
They treat us really well when we go there. So, yeah.
Ron just likes their accents.
If you ever get the opportunity, jump for it.
Okay, I'll take your advice on that.
Yeah.
So this is the final year for the 9R Dirt Late Model. What led to that decision? Why is this the last year?
Well, I can't do it forever.
He can.
No.
You're sure?
Yeah, I guess Red Farmer's still doing it,
There
isn't
you
he?
go. Yeah.
Yeah, what'd they say, 91 years old and still hitting a few shows a year?
Wow.
I can't imagine.
So what? You just lose interest in it?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm getting older, and while I'm still competitive, I don't want to go out not being competitive. As long as I'm competitive, that's the way I want to go out.
That makes sense. And you figured this was the year. Was there a something you noticed maybe the last few seasons, like a tipping point where maybe you're not as competitive, or I mean, what made you decide that this is the point?
I've always said 55 it was going to be my year. Well, I'll be 56 this year, so just everything.
And you've been doing this for quite a while, since 1986?
86, yep.
And you stepped in, I guess you took over for your father, correct?
Yeah, my father drove for many years and had quite a successful career, and he basically stepped out, and I stepped into the same car the very next year. So
How old was Dad when he quit?
Go ahead.
How old was Dad when he quit racing?
How old was your dad when he stopped racing?
You know, I was trying to think of that the other day. I think he was in his mid 40s.
Okay.
Okay.
You know?
Did he? What was his name? And did he race at Manchester Speedway?
Where was Manchester?
It's southern Michigan.
Yeah, it would have been downstate quite a ways from you, but
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he ran all over.
he
He
did.
didn't like staying in one place very long.
I had someone ask me when I told him who was going to be on the show this week, was like, did he ever race at Manchester? And I was like, I don't think Curtis Roberts was old enough to race at Manchester, but maybe it was your father then that he was thinking
Yeah.
of.
You asked what his name was. His name was Jim.
Jim Roberts? Okay.
Jim
We'll
Roberts.
see.
Yeah.
Maybe that was who he was thinking of.
Now, is this an absolute etched in stone? I'm done racing, or are you going to keep the keep the race car? And,
Retire, unretire?
Yeah, that never happens.
Never.
works
No,
in football.
It does. No, this is going to be it.
Okay.
You know, I'm not saying I might not be involved in to some degree in racing, but as a driver, this is going to be the last year.
So at the end of the year, all your race equipment, is it going out the door?
Yep. Yep.
All right. Do you already have someone lined up for all that, or is it just as soon as the
no.
race season's over, it's everything's for sale?
Yep. I don't have anybody lined up, but
Okay.
you know, I've got many, many years. My dad did it for 30 some years, and I've been doing it for 37. So over 60 years of racing stuff, there's quite a bit of it.
You're almost catching me.
Have any family members that had any interest in carrying on the Roberts Racing name?
No, I don't have any family members, close family members that are interested. I'm sure there's a lot of people would be interested if I was going to do all the work and put all the bill. You could put a lot
Yeah,
of different
I
people
can
in.
relate to that.
Yeah. So what are you planning to do for your farewell tour this year? What are some of the highlights?
I plan on running every racetrack in Michigan at least once. I've won at every dirt track in Michigan, so I'd like to go visit the fans. You know, I'm gonna run at least 1 week, maybe 2 weeks of the Summer Nationals. Try to
Like
hit
the
the
whole
big
week?
shows. Excuse me.
The whole week, not just a couple shows during that week.
Right, 7
Okay.
days or
However
6.
many
or
days.
whatever they-
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance that you'll be seen at that track just south of the state of Michigan.
Oh yeah, I'll be there for sure.
Definitely have a lot of Oakshade fans from over the years.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, I'd like to get one more win down there.
How many wins do you have there? Do you know?
I don't have many, probably less than 5.
Okay. Well, I mean, had a successful career. You still do have a successful career, like you said. You're going out while you're still competitive. What are some of the biggest wins that you've had in your career?
They're all big, every one of them. They get harder and harder to get, that's for sure. I would say the World of Outlaws show at I-96 was probably the biggest. The shootout up in Ontario at what at that time was South Buxton, that was a nice win for me as well.
Racing in Canada. How far
Yeah.
have you ventured out? What's the farthest track away from your home up there in Coleman, Michigan, that you've made it to in your career?
The farthest,
Yeah. Have you raced down in Florida for any of the?
I haven't
Speed
been,
weeks?
no, I haven't raced in Florida. I've been out in Minnesota. As far south, I guess, as Tennessee.
Okay. So you've kind of stuck around the Midwest then, for the
Yeah,
most part.
for the most part, yeah.
All right. Any track that stands out to you as maybe a favorite one that you really like to race on?
I guess nothing. I'm not going to say I have a favorite track because I don't. They all have their ups and downs and their quirks, but I enjoy them all. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy them all even more this year. So
You should be a politician. That was a very political answer.
I suppose you'll go visit Gene Hendrickson this year
I am.
at Mid-Michigan Raceway.
Yep. Hopefully he's running this year. I know last year it was kind of hit and miss, but I believe he had a few health issues, but hopefully he's got that taken care of.
Now, you started your career in a late model, dirt late model. Have you ever run pavement, or has it been dirt for your entire
I
career?
did one time. I'm trying to think. It was either the second or third year that I drove Onaway. That's
Yep.
where it was at. That was the only time. One time.
How'd you do?
I think I ended up seventh.
Okay. So
That was in your dirt car?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. We raced dirt on Saturday and asphalt on Sunday.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
it was fun.
Those were good times.
They were.
Back in the, I remember. I think you raced an indoor race in Grand Rapids.
I did.
Did you ever do any indoor racing like that?
No, I never have. I did attend a few, but never raced.
Yeah, that race at the DeVos Arena in Grand Rapids.
That was
Yeah.
in your late model too,
It,
wasn't
it
it?
was. Oh, absolutely. Actually, it was a dual show because it was a sideboard race and a regular late model race. So we swapped back and forth over the weekend.
It had to be tiny.
It was.
Now, if I do get an invite, there is an indoor race towards the end of 2023 that would still fit in my window. So,
Would that be in St. Louis?
yes,
Ooh.
That would be pretty cool. Gateway Dirt Nationals. That'd be a
Yeah.
good way to go out, finish up the farewell tour.
yeah,
Good
absolutely.
way to use up a season's worth of body.
Well, by then
We'll
he doesn't
save
need
him.
it after that.
Right.
So you've been around for quite a while. You've seen how dirt late models have evolved and changed over the years. I mean, how different are things with the late models today than they were, say, in the mid 80s when you started? I know we talk a lot about how aero has become real important.
It's a buzzword
Yeah.
for dirt late models.
Was that even a thing back when you started?
It probably was, but nobody paid attention to it.
Nobody told us, did they?
That's right. Yeah.
So what are some of the biggest changes that on these cars that you've seen over the years?
The bodies for one, and suspension, which more particular shocks. I mean, everything is all about shocks and the suspension.
Now,
And obviously, the driving, how you drive them, has evolved. Right along with the suspension and stuff. You definitely have to drive them different today than you did 30 years ago.
is it easier to drive them today than it was 30 years ago?
I think it's just different, Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
So how is it different? I guess it would be a better question. I mean, what do you do differently?
Well, your footwork. I just watched a video. I don't know, sometime in the last couple of days, but it was an old ALMS show, and Chris Patterson and Shane Yoder were duking it out, and they drive the cars back then more like you would drive asphalt, on the gas, off the gas.
I think I saw.
back
Was
in
that the
gas.
Lima Land clip?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that too. And I noticed that Patterson, he was kind of straight in the corners as opposed to dirt
Absolutely.
track in it.
Yeah. And when you equate it to cars today, I mean, they're definitely not straight through the corners.
And I'm assuming that the droop rule wasn't even a problem back in the when you started.
No, if you see how flat the cars were, you know
Right.
it wasn't.
So, do you think since things have become so technical, has it taken away any of the fun as far as racing, or is it still fun for you?
Oh, it's still fun. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it along with many other people. You know, it's still fun. It's aggravating sometimes because we're probably not smart enough, but
So,
it's still
so in
fun.
24, what are you going to do to overcome your adrenaline deficit?
I don't know. I might have to take up skydiving or something. No, I really don't know. I've never done anything except race during the summer my whole life. Like I said, my father drove, and from age whatever 6, 7, I was always going to the races, working on the car. That's just what we did. So
And
I
you've
don't
been in,
know.
you've been involved in a lot of different things. I think I saw you won the first American Ethanol Series race.
Yeah,
Is that correct? That
Over
right?
at Winston.
Okay. And I think I heard that you were also involved with that first Prelude to the Dream at Eldora.
I don't think it was the first one, but
No?
yeah, I was definitely involved there for a couple of years, but I don't believe it was the first one.
Gotcha. Talk about that. I mean, how did you get involved in that?
Just a mutual friend hooked myself and Ray Evernham up. He was wanting to do it and didn't really know, how to go about it, or who had the equipment. And our mutual friend hooked us up, put us together, and that's basically how it worked. He's a super, super nice guy. I thought
how
he
good
did
of
a
a
really good. I thought he did a real good job driving for never being in the car. I mean, he literally, the first time he was in the car was an hour before he went on the racetrack. So, I thought he adapted real well.
Did you have a lot of work to do in the car after the event?
No,
Okay.
no more than if I were driving.
So I didn't get in there and tear it up or anything.
No, it wasn't too bad.
Nice. Is there any races, big events or anything that you've competed in your career that you haven't won that you wish you could have checked off your bucket list?
The Barney Oldfield.
Okay. Well, I
For
believe
sure.
you'll have a chance this year if you make it down in June.
Yep. I'll be there.
Okay. Any other races?
Well, obviously the World 100. Everybody wants a globe. It's
Yeah.
setting the bar awful high.
Well, just think of how great that would be to go out with a couple of those wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
You,
Definitely would.
plan on being at Eldora for the World this year?
Yes, I do.
All right.
What other
Are
big
you
events?
going?
Are you? I always ask.
I
Ron.
doubt that. I don't know. My motor program's not quite up to there.
Well, you got time.
Yeah.
What other big events are you going to hit this year? You mentioned the Summer Nationals, the Barney.
Summer Nationals. Like I said, I'm going to try obviously the Wood Tick, which is up here at Merritt. I'm going to run that. I'm not going to limit myself. If there's a good race somewhere and I can get there, I'm going to be there.
Awesome. How many? If you had to guess, how many different tracks do you think you'll make it to this year?
I'm going to say, if I do 2 weeks of the Summer Nationals, of course,
That's a few tracks.
that's a lot of tracks right there. And I mean, it's possible to maybe do 20
Okay.
That's
20
pretty cool.
different racetracks.
Right.
And I'm sure you're going to be at several of them, probably a lot of the Michigan ones, multiple times then.
Multiple times, yes. Yeah.
But not running for any championships this year.
No. I've never ran for a championship. Well, I shouldn't say that. I did. One time I ran for the ALMS championship. That's the only championship I ever ran for.
And how close did you come to getting that?
2. 2 points.
2 points.
Those are the
points.
heartbreakers when you wonder, man, what car could I have passed this year that would have made the difference?
Exactly.
What year was that?
Must have been 14, 15, somewhere right in there.
Okay. Yeah. How do you feel about the current state of the American Late Model Series, which is kind of pretty much non-existent as of right now?
Non-existent, yeah.
Yeah. You kind
Yeah,
of
it's
sad
too
to see
bad.
that
That
go
was
away?
a good series.
Do you think it needed to pay more? I know 2,000 to win isn't really too much more than a lot of tracks are trying to pay out now because the pay is trying to go up.
Yeah, that's the bad part about that series. I mean, they paid the same back in 95 as they did 2018. So
Correct.
You think that series will come back? I talked to Sam Driggers, and he said it's not dead. It was just kind of on hiatus. So
yeah,
that was
he's got a
couple
lot
years
of
ago.
things going on, and he's a pretty busy guy. So it wouldn't surprise me if at some point it comes back.
In the future for you, any plans to, I'm sure you'll be still around racing, maybe getting into promoting, maybe getting involved with UMP or something, anything like that, or you just kind of be a casual fan?
I don't have any desire to promote. That's a
Smart.
no.
Yeah,
No.
I can relate to that one.
I'm not going to say I'm not going to be involved to some degree somehow. I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead, but it's definitely not going to be promoting.
Okay. Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to, or crew members that are going to help you out this year?
Yeah, I got a whole list. I don't
Bring
know
it
how much
on.
time we have, but I got to thank Freddie Myers. He's been helping me he helped my dad since 1970. So I got to thank him. Chris Titsworth, Mike Titsworth. I got to thank the Cotton Boys, Kelly and Brandon and Carson. Another guy that used to help my dad, we call him Red. His name's Ed Sanders. Got to help him. I got to give a shout out to Scott Simons. He's helped me out a great deal over the last few years. I got to thank Joe Drake. He helped me out for quite a few years there. Sean Nagy, he was a big part. Also got to give a shout out to Jerry Bishop. He helped me out for a few years. Great guy, good friend. Also, I got to give a shout out to Mike Long. He's helped me out immensely over the years. So, just
What are
a
all
few
these people
guys.
going to do after you retire?
I don't know. We usually meet every Wednesday night. Since I was a kid, my dad started the tradition. Wednesday night we worked on the race car. That's what we still do. So I don't know. I guess Wednesday nights we'll get together and watch racing. I guess I don't know.
It's a good plan. What's your first race you plan to hit this year?
Planning on going to Attica, March 17th.
If it doesn't snow.
Yeah, get your snow
Yeah.
tires.
I'll guarantee it'll be snowing in Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Any chance we'll see you at the birthday race mid-July at Oakshade?
Yep, I'll be there.
Okay. That'd be another big win to
That'd be a
go
good
up.
one to win. Yeah.
That and the
Yeah, it
Barney.
would be.
I'm sure you'll have a lot of fans pulling for you.
Yeah, I've got to give a shout out to a couple new guys, young guys that have been helping me out. Lex, young kid, he's been helping me out a great deal here lately. And then Bobby Harsh, I got to give a shout out to him.
All right. Well, Curtis, we appreciate the time, and we wish you luck on this farewell season. Is there going to be like any cool shirts or merchandise that people can purchase?
Yeah, we're working on merchandise. We're going to have 3 or 4 different design shirts and hoodies and koozies and whatever.
Will
Lots
you
of
have
stuff
those
to
with you
choose
then?
from.
With you at
Yeah,
the track
that's
for people to
Yep,
buy?
that'll be my plan. Yep.
Awesome. Well, cool. Looking forward to seeing you at least a couple times at Oakshade, and good luck everywhere else that you hit.
For sure. Looking forward to seeing you.
Good seeing you, Curtis.
You too, Ron. You take care.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's see ya.
Bye.
There you have it. Curtis Roberts, final season. And, Hillard Miller is the one that stands out. Where he said he was going to retire. That was like 15 years ago.
Probably, yeah.
And he's still racing. So, but I don't know. Curtis seems like he's more firm with that. But we'll see. I'm sure if somebody offered him a ride after, he's retired, that he might come out of retirement for a race here or there. But I'm sure he'll have some extra fans this year.
I gotta believe it's hard just to walk away.
Yeah, I've been having that problem. Money kind of is making, it's like, this is expensive. I could be
It's
spending
getting
this
tougher.
money.
It really is.
Yeah, but it's fun. So, so many things you got to weigh. Anyway, contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. They have those new items, the custom kids cups, the 20-ounce tumblers, water bottles, and more with Freeze Frame Photos, custom Freeze Frame Photos. Any photos you want that they have, you can put them on there. You get special racing graphics as well. If you can think of it, they can do it. Call Charlie, 419-476-9978. Freeze Frame Photos, special moments frozen in time. And give that guy over there a call, Ron Miller Race Cars, 734-856-7223. That's 856-RACE.
Yeah.
Race cars, parts, safety equipment, service, anything a racer needs, including belts. Did you order my belts yet?
No.
Okay. Race season's coming up.
Well, it is.
I got to have time to install those.
Yeah. How long is that going to take? Hour, maybe?
Well, it depends. If it's as cold as it is outside and I'm in my unheated garage, it could take a while because I'll just go out and do it in little shifts. So,
Latest racing news.
Racetracks have released their 2023 race schedules, local tracks.
I noticed that.
We'll start off with Fremont. They released their schedule, which kicks off their 72nd season of racing at Fremont.
That's a few.
That's crazy. I didn't realize it was that long. Yeah. Season kicks off on Saturday, April 15th with the Johnny Oxter opening night. The 2023 schedule features 21 events, spotlighting the Fort Ball Pizza Palace 410 Sprints, the Fremont Federal Credit Union 305 Sprints, and the Burmeister Trophy Dirt Trucks. The Tezos All-Star Circuit Champions will make 3 appearances, including a Ohio Sprint Speed Week on Saturday, June 10th, and the traditional Jim and Joanne Ford Classic Friday and Saturday, September 15th and 16th. The Kistler Racing Products All-Pro Aluminum Cylinder Heads 410 Attica Fremont Championship Series presented by the Bauman Auto Group. That's a lot.
That's a tongue twister.
Dwayne's, he's crazy on that, but he's got lots of sponsors. And, speaking of Dwayne, the Napa of Bryan 305 AFCS presented by Jason Deach Trailer Sales will each have 9 events at Fremont Speedway this year. No, I just lost my place. The Great Lakes Traditional Sprints, the non-wing series will be part of an all-star sprint event with the 410 and 305 sprints on May 27th. Make their second appearance with the 410 sprints and the dirt trucks on July 1st. Great Lakes Super Sprints will come to Fremont as part of another all-sprint night on July 29th. On June 17th, the USAC D2 Midgets will join the dirt trucks and the Steel Block Late Model Series at Fremont.
Well, that'll be. Now, what date is that?
That is June 17th.
Ooh, that sounds like an interesting night.
Yeah, it could be. Attica also released their schedule with 24 scheduled events, paying out over $720,000 in feature money. That's throughout the entire season, not just one night. It all kicks off Friday, March 17th, as Curtis mentioned, where he's going to make his first event for his farewell season. Friday, March 7th. That's St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh.
Luck of the Irish that day. Yes. Rain date of March 18th. That'll be the Saturday, or snow date, possibly. Highlights on the schedule include the Callie's Performance Products 410 Sprints, in 2023 include 2 appearances of the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, which includes the Kistler Engines Classic on Friday, May 19th, and the 35th Ohio Logistics Brad Doty Classic, presented by Racing Optics on Tuesday, July 11th. The May 19th event will pay $10,000 to win, while the Brad Doty Classic will shell out $15,000 to win. Tezos All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprints, presented by Mobil 1, will make 5 stops at Attica this year. The Core and Main Spring Nationals will take place Friday, April 7th, and Saturday, April 8th. There is a rain date the following weekend for that event, the 14th and 15th, if both the April 7th and 8th dates are rained out or snowed out. The All-Stars return to Open Ohio Sprint Speedway Week on Friday, June 9th for the Bert and Bridget Emick Classic. The Attica Ambush returns with the All-Stars. For Great Lakes Truck Center's weekend, Friday, September 1st and Saturday, September 2nd. There will be 9 events for the AFCS 410 series, each paying $4,000 to win. The propane.com/Dirt Nerds podcast UMP late models will see an increased weekly purse totaling $6,870 in 2023, with feature events paying $15 to win weekly. $1,500 to win.
Okay.
Not 15. That'd be
Not 15,000, but
no, or $15.
yeah.
Limaland has also released their 2023 schedule, which will begin its 88th season of racing, which is another track that I did not know has been around for 88 years. 13 events make up the schedule, featuring the NRA Sprints, Great Lakes Traditional Sprints, Dirt Track Truck Series, D2 Midgets, Modifieds, Thunderstocks. The season kicks off on Friday, May 5th with the third annual, The third annual Mike Streaker Memorial takes place on Friday, May 12th, featuring the USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets. Season championship night is Friday, July 28th for the Modifieds and Thunderstocks, along with the Great Lakes Traditional Sprints. And then the season concludes the following week with the award celebration night / King of the Quarter Mile, with the NRA 360 Sprint Invaders, Mods, and Thunderstocks in action. Sandusky Speedway, guess what they did? They released their schedule too.
Really?
Yes, I know, it's crazy.
Amazing.
Their schedule starts April 29th with a regular show, $1 night. Some highlights on the schedule include the Sue Schwartz Memorial, $5,000 to win Ohio Wheelman Superstock Series event on June 17th. We talked to Will Wiggins a few weeks back about all the big events he's got this year at Sandusky Speedway. That's one of them. The OSS Super Modifieds on July 1st. High Miler weekend's going to be July 27th and 29th, featuring the ISMA Super Modifieds, another $5,000 to win Ohio Wheelman Super Stock Series. That's the Bill Wiggins Memorial. And I believe the Ohio Wheelman Modified Series will be making their first appearance as part of that as well. August 12th, another $5,000 to win Ohio Wheelman Superstock Series events. And then the season will wrap up with the Cavalcade weekend, September 29th through October 1st. So for their full schedule, you can check it out. I don't think they have it on their webpage yet, but it is on their Facebook page for Sandusky Speedway. I'm not sure about, I think Limaland's is on their website, limaland.com. Attica, I did not check their website, but I think it's on their website as well as Fremont. So if you want to see all the events, go to each track's website there. Chase Elliott has joined McAnally Hilgenaman Racing to race the number 35 Chevrolet Silverado at the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series opener at Daytona International Speedway on February 17th. Basically, Chase Elliott's going to race in the Truck Series for Daytona for their season opener.
Wonder if that'll be his only race in a truck.
I don't know. Rome Brothers, I guess maybe we'll see how he does. Rome Brothers Racing fields machines in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, NASCAR Truck Series, and is based out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Last Thursday, the Rome Brothers Racing Shop caught fire. The Mooresville Fire and Rescue stated the fire was quickly extinguished. However, 2 team members had been treated and released. Taylor Collier for smoke inhalation and Devin Facken for serious burns. They are both in good spirits and are now on the road to recovery. NASCAR was testing mufflers at Phoenix the other day to possibly use at the Coliseum and at the Chicago Road Course.
I've heard reports that the cars actually sounded pretty good
yeah.
with mufflers.
I saw the Bob Pock, whatever his name is, on Twitter. He did some video, and you could hear the cars in the background. I couldn't tell any difference.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So that's maybe a non-story. Shady Bowl Speedway, you might be interested in this. This is kind of a cool thing. Jerry sent this to me, I think it was this weekend, actually.
Jerry who?
Jerry Keyser. You know,
Oh,
our
I
very own
remember
Jerry
him.
Keyser. They announced they're going to be hosting a 1,000 to win fastest qualifying time. It's like a run what you brung, but it's just qualifying.
Really?
3 lap sessions of qualifying. Open to anything. It's basically a run what you brung. You have to be, in order to win the $1,000, I think it's like 500 for second, maybe 250 for third. I forget the numbers there, but the only criteria is you must be under 13 and a half seconds to be eligible to win. The track record is 10.666 seconds, and there's an additional $500 bonus for a new track record.
So
This event takes place on September 23rd.
it's open to.
It's open to anything.
I
Four
mean, so
wheels. I
it's-
mean,
if you came with a sprint car,
sprint car, I believe, was one of the things that he sent me the flyer here. Let me see if I can pull that up. It had like just a hodgepodge list
Really?
of things. It was pretty cool looking, actually. Here it is. So it says trucks, late models, billboards, drift cars, sprint cars, drag cars, wings, any combo you want, modifieds, Indy cars. Yeah, so you can bring your Indy car,
Really?
I guess. Any tires, dirt cars,
wait a minute.
any vehicle,
Why are
front-wheel
dirt cars
drive,
listed last?
front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. You dream it up, it's legal.
Oh boy.
Minimum of 4 tires on vehicle. Absolutely any engines. So there it is. Yeah, so it was, It's 1,000 for the fastest qualifying time. Again, it's 3 lap sessions. Second, you get 500, and third fast, 200. And there's no entry fee, just a pit pass.
Really?
only.
What date is this again?
September 23rd
Oh,
at Shady Bowl Speedway.
that's interesting.
World's fastest 3/10 paved oval. So apparently they want to solidify that tagline, I believe. That'll be kind of interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have other cars on the track to work. At least I'm assuming they're going to do single car qualifying and not like a group thing, because that would be a mess.
Yeah.
Especially if you get your outlaw big sideboard late model or sprint car and a Dodge
Factory
Neon.
stock.
Yeah. Something interesting to keep an eye out. We'll definitely get some feedback on that later in the year. The 20th annual Hoserville, Ohio Injured Drivers Fund auction will take place on Saturday, April 8th. It's going to be at 2 o'clock at Attica Raceway Park. Lots of that money raised goes into a fund that...
Injured driver fund.
Yeah, exactly that. Dwayne does a good job. I know... what's his face? Burnt Feet.
Oh, Jimmy McCune.
Jimmy McCune.
Did you see his post
I saw his
today?
post today. Yeah.
He's doing very well. All of his burns have healed up. He's actually wearing regular shoes. For the longest time, he was wearing one shoe that was like 4 sizes bigger.
Yeah.
Had to buy 2 pair of shoes to get around. So
he posted a picture of his feet, and it wasn't gross.
yeah, not as gross as what they were.
No.
You know, even
And he can walk normal,
but,
he
but
said,
Scott,
too.
even on a good day, feet
Oh,
aren't that beautiful.
But compared to what they were looking,
No,
he's
they
doing
look
great.
great.
But this Injured Drivers Fund auction, definitely a good cause. If you have something you want to give to Dwayne Hancock to auction off, get a hold of him. I'm sure he'd be happy to take it and try
Back
and
to
get
the
some
Jimmy
more
McCune thing. Did you see that he's starting a business dealing
I
with
saw-
race car safety?
I saw something about that. I didn't actually have time to read that today, but yeah.
Safety equipment, fire suppression systems. I'm sure he's going to specialize with sprint cars, but
Now, is it like you as like a reseller of this, or is he actually developing his own equipment?
I don't think he's developing any fire suppression equipment. But I know he's done a lot of research on how to avoid injuries like his, so he'll be a wealth of information.
So he'll know which ones are good.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you
And
gonna?
if you don't know how to get a hold of Jimmy McCune, call Ron Miller Race Cars.
There you
and
go.
I'll put you in touch with him.
There you go. Denny Hamlin will compete in the first SRX Superstar Racing Experience race of the season. That'll take place at Stafford Speedway on July 13th. SRX also announced 4 drivers that will be competing full-time this season. Brad Keselowski will compete in the series for the first time. Ryan Newman will return to the series for a second consecutive year. Haley Deegan will compete for the title in SRX for the first time after 2 seasons of part-time action. And Bobby Labonte will compete in the series for the third consecutive year.
Sadly, I think I've missed the cut again.
What? They didn't reach out to you?
You would think.
You would, yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're still doing the local track
Yeah.
deal, though. Driver, local star at each track. Ashton Torgerson continues to recover from the injuries he suffered on January 11th at the Chili Bowl Nationals. You remember
He bailed out.
got thrown out of his vehicle as it was flipping. Torgerson's doctors are pleased with his recovery, but he has some healing to do. He is hoping to be cleared to race by the end of February. He has another checkup at the end of the month. And I saw they
Did you see the press release about how
they're
they
guessing their best guess as to what happened? Yeah, about he has the
arm restraints that
Arm
he
restraint.
didn't have on?
but it's got like that little metal tab on
Right.
there, and they think that when he was getting tossed around,
he think
flailed,
he
that
thinks
tab
that metal tab
hooked on the release.
latch
Yeah. So it wasn't
and
that.
set him free.
Yeah. That's their best guess scenario there. And so now they're going to take preventative measures. I think like putting tape over that
Yeah.
somehow so it doesn't catch on the latch in future incidents, which might be a good idea. I think I have some. I might have to do that. Or-
You going to run arm restraints
Or
in
tear
your
them
car?
off. I don't know, since I don't really do that. Clint Boyer will be running in the SRX series a few races as well, according to John Young. Thank you, John. Larry Bowes announced on Tuesday that he and his team will be stepping away from Montpelier Motor Speedway after a year and a half of running the track. Now Chad King has been named as the new promoter of Montpelier Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I read that and tried to read between the lines, and that was difficult.
Yeah, I didn't reach out and try and do any digging on that, so I don't know what the story is there. But yeah, I mean it sucks.
Yeah, I thought he was doing a very good job.
Yeah, well, and I don't know anything about Chad King, but hopefully he can keep things going and keep the momentum there. On Tuesday, NASCAR announced some rule changes for 2023. Did you hear about these?
Yeah, I did.
Some of these we've already talked about, like the stage breaks being removed from NASCAR Cup Series events on the road courses. Brakes will remain for the trucks in the Xfinity Series. NASCAR will prohibit wall riding. So no more Ross Chastain moves.
They didn't call it wall riding.
Basically, they cited a safety rule that they will
That
enforce.
something could fly off of a car and go into the grandstands and hurt somebody.
So, yeah, there's that. The rain tire option, which we also talked about before, that is now in place for sure for the Clash. North Wilkesboro, Phoenix, Richmond, Milwaukee, New Hampshire, IRP, Martinsville. So those tracks, they could possibly run in the wet surface. They probably won't run in the rain, but if it does rain, they're not going to wait till it's dry. They'll put some rain tires on and go racing. Phoenix might be kind of big for that, kind of fast to be in.
Yeah.
Don't they get up in the 150s there?
Yeah.
Seems kind of fast for
Well,
wet,
some of the road courses, how
Yeah, I
fast do
guess
they get
that's-
going on the straights?
Good point. Wiper blades must be installed at 12 o'clock. at the 12 o'clock position. I prefer saying they got to do it at noon. Can't do it if it's 12:01. You got to wait till tomorrow to put those. No, the windshield wipers, they have to be installed basically straight up and down. I think before there was no specifications as to how the windshield wiper was oriented on the screen. But I got to thinking, what's the point of that though? Because couldn't they just turn it on at some point after it's installed and move it to wherever and just turn it off?
You would think.
So that rule didn't really make much sense to me, but it's there. Of course, it's NASCAR. The choose rule, where you choose if you're going to start on the inside or outside after a yellow. It will now be, I had a typo. I said it will not be. It will now be at all tracks, including the dirt at Bristol and the super speedways.
Dirt at Bristol, how do you put that V in the track?
I think they use a cone. That's where it came from. So they may have a cone head.
On a rope.
Cone on a rope.
Yep.
We'll see. It'd be interesting to see who's in charge of that. The restart box is going to be extended by 50%. So it'll be a little bit bigger.
How more bigger?
Restart zone for the tracks. Actually, just at least for the first 5 races. NASCAR is going to reevaluate that after the first 5 races. I guess see how it works.
I was watching the Lucas races, and they do those like 10-foot tall flags.
Yeah,
a big vertical flag. That was pretty cool.
It's easier for everybody to see.
Well, it gives the fans a different perspective as opposed to a couple of cones that you can't see. So, yeah, it puts something in it for the fans. I thought that was a good move.
Unless you're sitting down there in turn number 4. Time allowed to make repairs has been increased to 7 minutes. Why is there a limit on that? Shouldn't it be up to the teams to kind of say, if this is going to take too long, it's not worth going back out there.
It was 6 minutes. Now it's 7.
I don't even remember. I thought it was 5.
I think.
But yeah, the lost wheel penalties. The wheels coming off were a problem last year. They have adjusted those as follows: if a lost wheel takes place on pit road during a yellow flag, the penalty will be to start at the rear. If you lose a wheel on pit road under the green flag, you're going to get a pass-through penalty. Wouldn't it be?
Which is about the same, I suppose.
Yeah, but if you lose it, are they going to back up and put the tire on? Because you're still going to... Anyway, losing a wheel itself is kind of a penalty. But and then finally, if you lose a wheel on the track, whether it's a yellow or green, it's a 2-lap penalty and a 2-race suspension for 2 crew members of NASCAR's choosing.
Oh.
I don't like you, and I don't like you. So, and that's it. That's all I got.
I assume the driver is not considered a crew member.
Well, maybe they're leaving that vague for that reason. So, we do have some Hammer Down hotline.
Ooh, cool.
Actually, yeah, a couple of things.
Well, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not cool, but we'll find out.
Didn't I have maybe I don't have a hammer. I thought I had a Hammer Down hotline. Nope,
You might have.
I don't. I thought I did. Nope, apparently not. 419-318-3081. If you want to call, leave a message, text, whatever, anytime. That is the number, 419-318-3081. We had a couple text messages this week. First one we'll go with, actually, these are out of order, but if Oakshade was to start a Hall of Fame, who would be the 5 enshrined? Who would be the 5
First 5
to be enshrined? Yeah, I think is what he's trying to say. I'm going to defer that to you because you've been there longer than I have. I've only been there in the modern history part, so
Boy,
I mean, I could pick one at least.
I mean, it'd have to start with Chris Patterson.
He'd be one of mine that I'd pick.
Shane Yoder.
That would be another one of mine that I would pick.
He wasn't that good of a racer, but he was.
He wasn't that good of a racer. The Flying Hawaiian. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see what our listeners think.
Yeah. If you want to chime in, go ahead, put your comments in on our Facebook Live here or the YouTube Live. We should actually be able to see both of those. Who do you think should be in the Oakshade Hall of Fame? I would say in modern time, I mean, Rusty Schlenk, he's got, 6 track championships?
Right.
So, I mean, I've watched him come up through the ranks and kind of...
You know, to be in the Hall of Fame, do you still need, or can you still be an active racer?
I don't know. This is your Hall of Fame.
Well, I don't know.
This is the Ron Miller Hall. Should Ron Miller be in there?
I doubt it.
No, you can't
Not
because
yet.
you're still racing
Still
then, right?
races occasionally.
Matt Miller, that's a good one. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
He's a pretty big name. How about Hillard?
Hillard's been around. Bill Hahn.
Bill Hahn? Pam Hendricks. Yes. I remember Pam telling me a story of one time she was on the track. I don't remember if she was helping run it in or what she was doing. But no, never mind. I don't remember the story, so I can't. Tim Fisher, Justin Paxton. Those are some interesting picks as well.
No, my wife was helping run the track in one time. She was in,
Did she crash?
A street stock or something. No, she was just
Okay.
puttering around. And
There's been so many drivers, though.
I went around her on the high side, kind of slid in front of her and stood on the gas and splattered her.
And she's
That's
still
one of her
married to you?
favorite moments at a racetrack.
Jeez. Does she have a helmet on at least?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. With a face mask?
I don't know. It may have been in pre-helmet shield days.
Oh, boy. The other text we got here was, and I'm not really sure how to interpret this. When you get to the end of the straightaway, which way do you turn?
A lot of times the car is turning all by itself, so you turn the steering wheel to the right.
Yeah, it kind of depends. When I hit the brakes, when I stab the brakes, the car will kind of set in the direction that I'd like it to go, and then you hit the gas, and then I'm turning right.
Depending on the track.
To chase it.
Depending on the track, the car.
On dirt.
Yeah.
On asphalt, it's different.
Yeah.
On asphalt, you're kind of easing into the left.
Yeah. Even without hitting the brakes at Oakshade, the car will start to turn
Just
all
letting
by
off
itself.
the gas.
Not even even on the gas.
Okay.
Heading into the corner, you'll need to counter steer.
There you go. I don't. That was a strange question, but it was there. So there you go. How about we give away some pizza?
Ooh, yeah.
Anybody for that? I think that sounds good to me. Let's do that.
How many?
So last week's how many was how many Lucas Oil late models would be at Golden Isles on Saturday. The number was
55?
52.
52.
I counted how many were qualified.
Well,
two
and
sessions of 26. So.
I think they said, I forget the entries they said, but yeah, it was a lot more cars than I thought.
Yeah, you picked 36,
Yeah.
and I was dumb and went under you. I went
Yeah.
35, so you won
Got
that
you
one.
again, Scott.
And our online winner was Brian Nelson.
Ooh,
He picked 48, which I believe was the highest number. So
good job, Brian.
congratulations, Brian. You have 30 days to claim your pizza from Big D's Pizza. So basically through the
And it's worth the
2nd of
ride
March.
to Clyde.
Oh, I like that. It's worth the ride to Clyde. Now I want pizza. I want some Big D's Pizza and the cheese boat. It's been a while since I had.
What are we doing this week, Scott?
What do you mean?
How many?
Oh, are you trying to get me back on track?
Maybe.
I got pizza floating around in my head right now.
Or chicken wings.
This week's how many in chance to win a Big D's Pizza is how many cars will finish on the lead lap in the Busch Clash on Sunday night? Oh, wait, in case you couldn't hear me, put it up on the screen there, too. How many cars will finish on the lead lap in the Busch Clash? 27 cars are going to start. They up the starting field. That's the main event, the 150 laps.
I'd like to do one of our
Divide in two
I'd like to
segments.
do one of our math problems, but you've already got it printed out. So I'd like to add how many cautions.
Nah,
Plus.
this is easier to figure out.
I know it is.
So if you'd like a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, go ahead and put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live. You have until Sunday at, I think the race starts at 8, so we'll say 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. No, we'll go right up till race time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. 8 o'clock Sunday night. So if you're listening to us over the weekend on Spotify or iHeart or Apple Podcasts, whatever, hit pause, open up your Facebook app, type in Hammer Down Racing Report, find our video there, and then just put in a comment, put in the number, and you're entered to win that Big D's Pizza. So, so far we're getting some guesses. They're all around the teens. 12, I think, was the lowest, and up to 19. So that's how many cars are going to finish on the lead lap. I think that, and it's a small, tiny little track. You have to pick first since you won.
Don't forget, you get a lap back if you are.
Oh, yeah, under the lucky dog.
Yeah, the lucky dog, yeah.
4. I don't know. You may not be wrong. What do you think, Ron?
Boy, I'm going 18. I was going to say 20, but I'm optimistic, and I think there's going to be a lot of lucky dogs.
I'm going 17 then.
Yeah, okay.
17. Last week it didn't work going 1 under. Yeah, this week I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I
So
tried to suck you in by saying 20 there, but okay.
we'll see. We'll determine that winner Sunday night, as a matter of fact. But we'll announce the winner next Thursday on the show. Let's see here. We got this thing.
This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing Menu.
Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Dirt Series. They're going to be at Alltech Raceway in Florida for the Winter Nationals tomorrow and Saturday. And then it is off to East Bay Raceway Park. That is for the 47th Annual Wheeling Winter Nationals. Sunday's going to be practice night, and then they're going to be racing out there Monday through Saturday, the 11th of February.
It's race season, Scott.
They really get things going. They've been doing a lot of racing in Georgia, but Tezos All-Star Circuit of Champions, some sprint car racing is going to get going, but then it wasn't. Sonoya Raceway in Georgia was scheduled to be the opener there Friday and Saturday, but that's been canceled due to weather. Will not be made up.
Oh,
So after that, though, they were going to head to Volusia Speedway Park, so that will now be their opener for the Dirt Car Nationals. That starts Tuesday and Wednesday, February 7th and 8th. So plenty of racing next week.
you were talking about Georgia. Did you see the Friday race?
I did not see the Friday race.
The Kyle Larson one?
I did not see that race.
Oh, boy.
Was that another Ricky? Ricky Thornton Jr. was having bad luck. I think he didn't. Did he get passed late in the race by Kyle?
Scott, that was as exciting a race as I have seen maybe ever. If you get a chance to find a video clip of the last 5 or 6 laps, it was an amazing race.
I'll have to check that out.
Yep.
I'll add that to the list of many races I got to catch up on.
Find
here.
it.
Finally, the NASCAR Cup Series kicks things off. It's not really technically their season, as this is an exhibition deal, but the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum in the LA Coliseum. The name of it is the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum, and it's at the LA Coliseum.
Amazing
Are you following,
how that works
you following
out.
me
Yeah.
there? Okay. I didn't want to make sure I didn't lose anybody yet. Practice will be on Saturday, the 4th, February 4th at 6 p.m., and then they're going to do qualifying at 8:30, and that'll be on FS1. That is both on Saturday. Heat races will take place on Sunday starting at 4:30 with the main event at 8 p.m., which is also your deadline to get your guess in for this week's how many cars
Right.
finishing on the lead lap of the Clash. I guess I could probably take that off the screen now.
Points racing starts in 2 weeks.
So, and both of those events on Sunday, the heat races and the main event, will be on the Fox Broadcast Network. No Super Bowl yet. Super Bowl's following weekend. So, going to get some racing in before we get to the Super Bowl. That's about it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report. Speaking of that, thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer, contributors Matt Swander, John Young, Doug Dock, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube. Listen on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check us out at HammerdownRacingReport.com. If you want to be an advertiser of the show, there's information there on that. We got room for some more advertisers. We can always squeeze those in. You support us, and it helps pay the bills. And make sure to rate and review us as well. Take a little extra time there. Even if it's bad, it kind of helps out with all the weird algorithms that are out there. So thanks to our sponsors, Big D's Pizza, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. And thanks to this week's guest, Curtis Roberts, going on that farewell tour this year.
Good luck to Rusty Schlenk heading for East Bay.
Oh, is he? I did not
Yes,
realize
sir.
that.
I think first thing in the morning.
Hopefully he has better luck down there than he had.
Yeah, they've spent a
out
lot of time.
west.
They've spent a lot of time working on the car.
So we'll be back live next Thursday night at 7 p.m. And I believe last week's guest, doesn't he have a certain person on his show tonight? Started just a couple minutes ago. Charlie Melford.
Oh, yeah.
You Can't Park There podcast.
Yeah.
The driver, the number 6
Yeah.
Hall of Fame driver. So
Yeah.
you may want to check that out at some point as well
Yeah.
on his Facebook page. So until then, we are out, and we'll see you back here next Thursday night. Have a good night.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.